Washington mornings on the Mall.
105.9 FM.
At AM 630.
WMAL.
8:07 on WMAL. Brian Neiman, Brian Wilson with you. We got a great story about what's going to happen in Montgomery County soon. Something you want to hear about. We'll do that coming up about half an hour.
Can I say this is one of those stories where I hope you'll grab a piece of paper and a pen, because I'm going to have a phone number for you, and I want you to jot it down. So just in advance of that, just get ready.
Okay, get your pad.
That's right. Get your pad and your pencil. That's right, because you're going to want to write this phone number down.
All right, have that down. I mean, if you're into modern technology, you can, put stuff into your phone. You can do that as well. You don't necessarily have to get the old pad and pencil out.
Yeah, I mean, you can put it on your iPhone and just dial it direct. Just get your iPhone out, tap the number in as I give it to you, and then just hit send.
Okay. That's coming up about a half hour from now. BYRON YORK joins us now, chief political correspondent for the Washington Examiner, also a Fox News contributor. Good morning, BYRON.
Good morning, guys.
So there are a lot of things to talk about Mitt Romney's trip, but I do want to start off with Bill Clinton. According to the New York Times, he's going to deliver a primetime speech the night before the president officially accepts the nomination at the DNC. A couple of things here. Number one, Bill Clinton's popularity, according to Gallup, is at 66%, or his favorability rating. I mean, that is huge. Why is Bill Clinton so popular these days? And number two, will he help Barack Obama at all?
Well, obviously, unemployment is 8.2% right now, and people look back to the Clinton years when the economy was doing well, and we didn't really, we weren't thinking about Osama bin Laden lying in wait for us. So they look back fondly on those years. And I'll tell you that the message of this decision about the convention is basically the president is saying, and now President Clinton will explain why I should be reelected. I have watched Bill Clinton make a much better, more compelling case for Barack Obama to be reelected than Barack Obama himself has made. There's no doubt in my mind that Bill Clinton has lost a step. He's not quite as dynamic as he used to be, but he still makes a much better case for Obama than the president himself does.
But he has also said things like Mitt Romney has a stellar record as a businessman, and I can't believe that Bill Clinton would ever say what Barack Obama said about, hey, you didn't earn that, whether it was talking about roads and bridges or talking about businesses. And there's some people who speculate, hey, he still feels kind of burned because of his wife in 2008. Will Bill Clinton give a fiery speech, or will he just kind of go up there and say some words for Barack Obama?
Yeah, that's a great question, because you're right. There was bad blood between them back then. In 2008, they've never really made up, even though the president appointed Bill Clinton's wife to the top cabinet post. On the other hand, the statement about Bain Capital, I took it to mean, and I think a lot of people took it to mean, Bill Clinton has a big global initiative. He collects enormous amounts of money from people like private equity capitalists. And so that's the world in which Bill Clinton moves now.
Right.
So I was not surprised to see him defend the kind of people who fund the Clinton Global Initiative. On the other hand, there still are problems between Clinton and Obama, no doubt about it.
All right, so here's what I want to know, BYRON. You're an astute political guy, and you know how the lay of the land works, and you've seen past election cycles, as I have. I'm stumped by one thing, and that is that nothing seems to be moving the needle. The gaffes by the president about you didn't build that, and then the things they point out about Romney and the attacks on Bain, nothing seems to be moving the needle in a significant way. People are where they were 3, 4, 5 months ago.
I know, and it's driving people like you and me nuts. I was recently at a gathering, and a lot of people were speculating, and it was just guessing that maybe there'd be a big break in the race right after, maybe during the debates, and it would just be very decisive one way or the other, and the whole floodgates would open. And I think that's just kind of frustrating.
But that's different than in past election cycles, don't you agree?
It's frustration of what you were saying, which is that it is so tight, and it doesn't seem that anything has moved. I will tell you that the Romney campaign in conversation believes strongly that this phenomenon favors them. They feel that if the president, after all the money is spent and all the money he has spent attacking Mitt Romney, is still at 47%, they believe, and there's some evidence, but not conclusive evidence to back them up, that in the end, if the president is still at 47%, all those people who haven't committed are going to end up going to the challenger, Mitt Romney.
All right.
That's their theory of this election.
Yeah. The other thing that I've been noticing on a political standpoint, I started looking again this morning at all of the polls in the various Senate races. And it does now appear, to a degree that I've not seen in the last few times I've looked at it, that Republicans are looking increasingly likely that they might well take back the Senate. I mean, it's still a heavy lift, but it's looking more and more positive. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, the two easy ones on either side, Democrats are going to pick up Maine, or at least they're nominally going to pick up Maine, and Republicans are going to pick up the Ben Nelson seat in Nebraska. But then there's some other states, like North Dakota, that look like they are going to turn over for Republicans. Now, Republicans, if they don't win the White House, if they win the White House, they need to pick up 3 seats, and then they'll have the vice president. If they don't win the White House, they need to pick up 4. It is a little bit of a steep climb, but it's entirely possible.
All right, Mitt Romney's doing his foreign trip right now. I got off to a kind of a rocky start in London with criticism from both the right and the left on that. Then he went to Israel. Now he's in Poland. Overall, how has this gone for Mitt Romney?
I think it got off to a rocky start, and then it had a rocky middle, and now it's having a rocky end.
Okay.
I think, I was just watching the coverage this morning, and it was just all about a press aide of Romney's named Rick Gorka, who lashed out at reporters today because he felt they weren't being respectful enough of the situation. The reporters were frustrated because Romney had not done any press conferences. So what has happened is, rightly or wrongly, the Romney campaign completely lost control of the narrative of this trip. It began in England, where Romney said something that I thought was entirely reasonable about Olympic security.
Right.
And then the British press went nuts about it, and then the American press loved to report on the British press going nuts about it. Then this whole thing in Israel about the Palestinians and their culture and the difference in the economic success. Here again, I'm not an expert on this, but you can make a reasonable case for what Romney said. And then now, today's fight is all about what a press aide said. So the Romney people, and Romney has made substantial, interesting comments in Israel and in Poland, and none of that has gotten out because the press has been so obsessed with these minor flaps.
So Mitt Romney has said nothing, to say, untruthful, just a little inartful in some ways.
Well, yeah, it was in politics, and I will tell you that it's funny. I mean, conservatives are mad at the press this morning because the press is just fixated on these gaffes and all of this stuff. But a campaign has to learn how to care and feed for its press corps. And in retrospect, I think they've got to say we should have offered them a little more information, keep them happy. They're on these airplanes, getting on the bus, going from one place to another, and we're not giving them anything. So, I kind of see it as a failure in Romney press management, among other things.
All right, BYRON York, Chief Political Correspondent for the Washington Examiner. Good to have you on the program as always, BYRON.
Yeah, BYRON, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here, guys.